I just yeah. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you very much for joining the session today. So I think we lost I think 15 to 20 minutes. We'll try to catch it up. So today we'll talk about enterprise strategy management through fruiStrategy. So we take milling industry as a sample very quickly, and then we try to run the model across the solution. So just a quick introduction about myself. I have a 30 plus years of experience in strategy, supply chain, business process excellence, the ERP, the technology, and then supply chain management. So today we talk about milling. So let me give a quick introduction about the milling industry, just to put up a context. So milling, I took an example of milling supply chain in Middle East as a sample. If you look at it, so this is a company, a plant complex where you have a storage, you have a flour mill, you have a feed mill, you have a storage, and then the finished product storage. Then in upstream, you have a complete material storage in the port, including the silos and warehouses. Those who understand the food supply chain, they understand it very well. Then you have all the way to the source. Okay, so this is the Middle East supply chain for the milling industry. Then you have a distribution, and then there you have the final consumers. Or yeah. Okay, so in this context, what we do is, if we talk about milling industry, the key challenges in the milling industry are, so you have like a supply chain disruptions. So the top-down challenges in the milling industry are like a supply chain disruptions. So market competition and consumer demand changes. So logistics and inventory management is a big challenge for them. Okay. So you have a production and operational efficiencies because it's a low margin business. So you need to be really operationally efficient organization. So quality, because it's a quality is not it's a qualifier for the business. If you don't have quality, you will not even qualify for the business in milling, especially. The technology integration is very critical in the milling industry, because there are so many supply chain members as part of the whole supply chain. So you need to have that complete technology integration. So likewise, milling industry is separate with the different challenges, because it has its own kind of demand forecasting and planning, because it depends, the demand forecasting depends on various external factors like market rates, the product availability, the logistics, the environmental disturbances, political, everything. So demand forecasting and planning is one of the key challenge. So regulatory and compliance and sustainability initiatives. So since it is a food product, okay, so you have a heavy regulatory compliances you need to follow. So this is also one of the key challenge for the milling companies in Middle East primarily. And of course, labor management. Labor management is also a critical challenge. Then we have a cost management. So whatever you do in the milling supply chain, the cost has to be very minimal. So wherever you find cost reduction, you have to do it without compromising on the quality of the product. So the new product development, which is we talk about the new product development and nutritional optimization, is one of the critical. This is, if we don't have, we stick to the same product. Okay, so you need to introduce a new products in the feed, different products for different animal segments, kind of thing. In the same animal segments, the productivity development, you need to do it. So finally, so you talk about operational excellence. You need to achieve overall strategy for the milling industry is operational excellence primarily. So we talk about strategy formulation and execution very quickly. So the model is look like this. So you do the strategy analysis. Okay, so you do the strategy analysis. So you can do all whatever analysis. It all depends on what you feel comfortable and how to use those strategy analysis for your particular business. That depends on you. No one size fits all. It all depends on what is needed for you, and based on the location and then business maturity you have, you can do whatever analysis you want to do it. But the whole idea is to know where you stand. Okay, what is your market positioning kind of. Then you have your positioning and formulation. This is where you come up with the strategic choices, and then you define them. What is it you want going to do, and then how you convert this into your strategy. Okay? So the outcome of your strategy formulation is your strategic projections. What you want to achieve next 3 to 5 years. Then to know that, to execute that, it's not straightforward. So you need to know what is your activities you need to do and what are your capabilities. So what is your capabilities? So so you need to have some capabilities to execute your strategy. So closing that capabilities, achieving closing that capability gaps is really your strategy plan, basically. So then you come up with, you do strategy capability closing. These capabilities could be your resources, your funding, your the business processes, technology, product development. It could be anything. Okay. So likewise, then you talk about a classical strategy execution. The moment you know what you have to do, which is your strategy plan, then you translate the strategy into actionable terms. Then you align the whole organization and then integrate them. Okay, like you have different departments in your organizations. It could be your business units, it could be your corporate units, it could be your shared services, whatever. So that has to every part of the business have to be integrated or aligned in a way to achieve your strategy. So that's what it is. Then you perform. So you do your day-to-day activities, your operations or projects. You do it to achieve something. In operations, you do your day-to-day business operations like manufacturing, sales, procurement kind of thing. And then your project to close some gaps. Then finally, you need to have a reviews. So your strategy reviews. Your strategy review mechanism could be a weekly, monthly, or quarterly. Usually, it's a preferable is a monthly. And then while doing your reviews, you also need to do some assessments. These assessments could be your organizational health index assessment, your strategy focused organization assessment, or ESG assessment, or it could be a culture and capability readiness assessment. It could be anything. So you need to do assessment, what is required for you. And then finally, you need to measure what are the things you are going to achieve. Like you plan something, so are you achieving that plan in real sense? So you make sure. Then if it is not working, then you need to do the cycle once again. So this is, I just put it in a horizontal format. It's basically Kaplan and Norton's execution premium approach embedded by some other method or some other approach to just strengthen this to close the gaps. Otherwise, it's a fundamental, the foundation wise, the balance scorecard execution premium is a foundation. So our solution is built on that. So which I will show you. So you can have your strategy map and balance scorecard, and the solution fruiStrategy is built like that. So it's a system. We call it as a systems-driven approach. So everything is available for the user to use it. Okay, so you don't have to know everything, but system supports you. Then we have a strategy analysis module to do all the strategy. We eventually we end up with strategy formulation also. Then balance scorecard, we added OKR as part of the module as a standalone, even though we don't push for that, because OKR is good as long as you know what is your strategy. Okay, so OKR cannot be used as a standalone. Okay, then you have a project management office, the people performance, risk and business processes, budgeting and financial planning, assessments. Okay, so this presentation will be shared anyways. So those who want to have it, you don't have to worry about it. The video and presentation will be shared. So this is how. So on top of it, the module fruiStrategy is built like this. So entire strategy transformation can take up. Okay, and what we do is, before I go to module, what we do is we do strategy consulting primarily through a fruiStrategy tool. Okay, and then we help anybody who wants to do the strategy implementation. So this tool can be customized also based on their need. And we introduced extended Office of Strategy Management. Those who don't need a full resource, those who want to use a part of the strategy management, but they don't have to fully recruit a full team to do the strategy part. Okay, they know, of course, the strategy cannot be outsourced. They know what to do it, and they can get then help and then tool through strategy team. And then we are now launching a new thing with collaboration with Mr. Mihai. Okay, so Strategy Academy. So which we are going to do in month of March and onwards. Okay. So this is quick briefing. So let me take you through to the product. Okay. So let me stop the screen sharing, and then maybe I'll just reshare to take my let me see if it is open. Yeah. Yeah. So let me share the screen again. Yeah. So if you are able to see the screen, just please confirm.
Yeah, yeah.
Open, maybe it's hanging for a while. So this is the solution what we talk about through strategy. We have modules of strategy analysis, balance scorecard, OKR, and something. So next 15 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes maximum, I'll try to cover up. So it's very AI enabled tool. So we have a separate AI environment for this. Mhm. Okay, so which we also talk about it. So we are building the model. Okay. Anyways, we talk about that as we go on. Okay, so but our primary objective is to discuss about this. Now let me take you through very quickly, walk through for next 15 minutes, and we take up the questions as we need it. So in the strategy formulation, basically, strategy analysis, we do like organization structure. So you talk about all your structure, organization structure. So whether it could be your corporate unit and then shared services, and then your business units. Okay, so all your business units can be done. Okay, so then once we have all of them, the vision values, which is like a repository basically. What we do here is like basically, uh, just to before we start anything, you need to have your organization defined. In the strategy analysis, so what we do is, so the system fruiStrategy supports almost all strategy analysis tools. So you can do that. And we keep adding them wherever we feel the particular strategy analysis is very important. So like Pestel, there is no priority as such, but with the classical like a Pestel and Porters are most popular. And then we have used uh, cognitive model, okay, recently, and don't win. This is to summarize all what you need for your strategy. And of course, other models like SWOT and others are there. It's all depends on how you want to use it. Okay, so how it works is like if you have you can do your strategy analysis, and then you can select all. You can just it's we started like a repository. So we started like a repository, so you can have all your pestle analysis. Now we are adding a artificial intelligence layer. So wherever possible, to collect the data from industry and other internal and external sources. So you can the AI can help you to get the information. So you don't have to do a lot of research kind of thing. You can get it, but you decide what is required for your model. Okay, that's what we do. So there is a AI button here. So whatever you can do that, and each screen will have AI buttons. Okay, so in the cognitive model, okay, so you will have something like so you can define all your strategic choices for problem to solve and solution to deliver. And this is, I think, largely inspired by Mr. Mihai's model as far as the cognitive model and zone to win is concerned, and then other two modules. So you can do all your strategic choices, list out all of them. Then you can give the strength, what is its strength. Then then you can have your positioning based on that. Before that, I'll just show you zone to win also. So you can have your zone to win model ready for you. So which you can create all what is your performance zone, productivity zone. I'm not going to talk about that. What is performance zone? It's very important model which you can use. What is your current way of working, and then what is your future way of working. Okay, so it's like incubation and transformation. Then you have, I will not go to all of them. So all system supports, and then there are plenty of dashboards kind of thing, and there are custom fields. So in this, you can also have SWOT. SWOT is not is now there is a debate about using SWOT, how to do it, kind of thing. But you can always do it from the perspective of your capabilities. Okay, so to help you, and there are a lot of information available, so you can get them. So if you want to see more information, you can always see it. And then if you are while devising your SWOT, so you can have additional information defined. For example, you can define additional information like how long this strength will be staying with you, what is its strength, and also you can have your competitor information. You can put your competitor information likewise. And this is applicable for all the models likewise. Okay. Then you have a strategic positioning. Okay. So you have a strategic positioning. So here, what will happen is you define all your strategic choices, okay, where it is collected, and then you will have. I think it's coming up. So let's wait for it. So okay, so maybe I can just select something and then maybe pop up. Okay, so you can have all your problems to solve choices, and then solutions to deliver choices. Okay, and then it has its weightages. Then you can select whatever you want it, and then you can convert into a position mix. Okay, and then you have your position mix working. Okay. So you can have it. So you can just connect what are the problems to solve and solution to deliver, and then you can come up with a plan. Okay, so the value proposition is basically, this is where you choose what are the strategic choices you have to make, what are the problems you want to solve, and what are the solutions, and then combination of that will be your value proposition. So this is the thing which you need to arrive based on your strategy analysis, the formulation exercise. Then to deliver this strategy, okay, you need to have a capabilities. Of course, you need to have a capabilities to deliver that. So list out all capabilities required to execute to fulfill your strategy, and then you have a plan. Okay, how you close the gap. Okay, so what are the capabilities? Like it could be a business process, it could be culture, it could be technology, could be funding, anything. So those capability gaps you can close it. So likewise, you can have a plan. So finally, the end of it, you closing the capability gap is basically, it's a strategy plan for you. From my point of view, So once you know all your gaps and how you know how to close them, that's how to. It could be even product development, marketing. It could be anything. Okay. So then finally, you come up with how to close will become your strategy, right? A strategy map. Okay, strategy plan. So this can be explained by a balance scorecard very, 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 very well. So it works to be like that. Okay, so this is all what we talk about. There is something to present in a different way. So people talk about revenue. Okay, so it's a revenue gap. So what is you want to achieve next 3 to 5 years? So with current capabilities, how much you can achieve, and what is the gap, and which part of the initiative or objective or goal closing how much. So this is a revenue gap model. So you can use it to know. Okay, and then you have a scenario planning. Today morning also, Dr. Peter Campo was talking about scenarios. So you need to have scenarios in a dynamic environment. You create all SEMA driving forces, indicators, and scenarios, and then you come up with all your scenario status. So it's not only that we create scenarios, and then you need to make sure that you report them, which scenario is active, which is not active, kind of thing. And then finally you make sure that whatever active scenarios, okay, so what are the active scenarios you have? Okay, so you need to uh, have a plan. Okay, so if a particular scenario is inactive, just don't worry about it. Whatever active scenarios, you can you can have it. So this is about strategy module. Now let us go to our. If there is any question, please.
Какой волош? Krimi...
Akcije, trilere.
Yeah.
Jeste
So-
gledala ono, mislim...
Komedije, sve.
Je više i...
Science fiction i to me ne znam.
Ali ona...
Yeah. Okay. So balance scorecard is a complete balance scorecard framework. So you can draft your balance scorecard here. So for example, if you have a, so this is like a, again, balance scorecard is almost always, you need to, will not come up just in one day. So you will have a plan. So you have your strategy. There will be always debate. What are the strategic objectives? What are the measures? You do all those exercise. You can have multiple drafts. Okay, so you can create them. So like strategic objective, for example, cost efficiency is one of your objective. So you can see them. Okay, so you can have a details here. So you can have a details here for a particular objective. What are the things you have to do it? And then you create measures all in one screen. It's very easy. So, so all the measure details can be created here at the draft level itself. Okay, and then this can be converted into a production, like your real balance scorecard. Okay, and so the balance scorecard. So this is something you again this is the strategy translation part. Okay, so now here you talk about perspectives, themes, value drivers, objectives, measures. I'll just directly go to this is after once you have your, for example, let me take you to one. Okay, so you can have your strategic objectives or measures. So all options to define a proper measures. I think whenever you talk about KPA, measure, whatever you call it. So defining them properly with all calculated things is very important. So it's all done here. So you create initiatives kind of thing. Okay, so you define all initiatives. If you're using a project management approach, whether it could be your agile or it could be your waterfall, whatever, you can define them. You can define them, and then you can have just to make sure that you have your grid, like you have your strategic objectives and then initiatives. So you can have a matrix like this. Okay. So directly, so the moment you create all your initiatives and link to the particular strategic objectives, you can get it. So you can find out, for example, this particular initiative, okay, so is connected to more, and if there is any initiative which is not really aligned to any strategy, then you need to think about it, whether it is required or not, and you can see the Gantt chart kind of thing for your view. Okay. So anything you can see it like any other data, whatever. So you can see it. You can see by month. You can see by quarter, kind of thing. So all this is dynamically uploaded. Okay. Now it comes to task manager. So now you have activities and milestones. You can also go to the task level and assign to the people. So complete project management can be done through initiative module. Likewise, so you have the performance management. So you one of the most important thing is you keep on reporting a monthly or a weekly or a quarterly performance data. So if you have decent system, SAP or any other. So you can always get that. Okay, so you can connect directly to the data and then get it. Okay, so if you have it, let me check it. This is the data. I have it. Yeah, likewise, you can update it. I can take some data. So you can have the data. And this tell you that what happened last year kind of thing also. So it's a time series. You can have the data for a whole year. You can see it. You can upload the data. And then from here, you can communicate also. You can communicate your strategy. Okay. Now, this will help you directly. You can communicate from here. For example, your one particular measure is not progressing well. You can communicate here. You can just select your email and then send it. Okay. So then just to give appropriate name. Okay. So then you just save it. What happens is your message will go to particular employee, particular objective owners. So you get a reminder. Now you might have received to that particular person. Okay, and then he can upload it. You can always know the status of particular. So you don't have to use separate email thing. This email is configured to your email, your particular email, so email server. So it's from you. The message will go from your email server. If I open I just close it. Okay, so I'll just keep it open in case if I see my email. Okay, so maybe let me check it. I have received an email for this. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So just let me refresh. Yeah. So it will come my email. So likewise. So I just get an email like this. The text you can define it. I can get a link. Okay. So if the user, whoever he don't need to be a system user, he can get it. So he can just open it and then update the status for him. So I'll just minimize it for a while. Okay, so that's how it is. So it's so easy. Let me close my. Let me go back to session. Okay. So if you have an email, just you can just go it and do it, and then you update the status there. You can get the information updated. Likewise. Okay. So you have a business calendar. You can define your business calendar for strategy. Strategy alignment is something which you can have it. So you can have like a corporate to business unit, blah blah blah. All alignments can be defined. Your strategic alignments can be defined. So this module balance scorecards, if you are using it, a framework, so it covers entire thing of your strategy execution. Okay. Now, OKR is another methodology. If you are using, if you are a fan of OKR for whatever reason, so it's a complete standalone methodology. You can see organizational goals, create objectives, key results, initiatives, and milestones, and then do it. I'm not going to dwell deep into this, but it has a complete suite of OKRs, and you can use both balance scorecard OKR side by side. For example, if you have like a 5-6 business units, and then the strategy planning is done commonly, but execution you want to do it differently, you can always do that. That's not a problem. Then we have PMO, where we can link the programs, portfolios, and then integrate with your strategy. So you can do that. So for example, if you create portfolios, so you can always link your portfolios to programs. Your programs and initiatives can be linked to the portfolio, and then you can measure the performance of your overall performance. Okay. So the people, so this is where I talk about people performance. It's complete. People performance is one very important part where you need to connect everything to the strategy. So it's a bottom up, and then top down is your strategy. Okay. So you can have an individual performance, the team performance, 360-degree review. This is like assessment. Okay. And then weighted average of these three will be your overall performance. Then I'll just take you to one level so that you understand what we're talking about. Okay, so you can define like whatever we do it here. So we can define the people objective and then link it to the strategy. Okay, so you can link whatever the strategy objectives which are connected to this. So by linking this top down and bottom up, so you can know exactly which strategic objective is performing and with who are working on that and what are their performance. I'll show a linked strategy map in a while. But so you can have a 9-box model where we talk about the current performance and then future capability of an individual and then link it. So it's not about only current performance. Maybe current performance is not so good. Maybe I have a capability. So the 9-box model will tell you about the capabilities. Okay, so if you have a I don't know which department the data is there, but so if you have it, so you can have the data. So you can see where does that particular employee fit into that. So this will help you to know about the overall, the 9-box model will tell you about the people. And then finally, after doing all, the ultimate reason is to have the competency gap closure. So define your competencies, define your roles, the training programs to close the roles or whatever. Okay, then you have a competency chart and then do the training schedules, complete it. So this way, you define measures, define the people performance, how to do it, you measure it, and then you analyze it, and then competency can be closed, gaps can be closed. Okay. Then we can add one more here. We are just adding one more like a succession planning. So it's a new module. We are going to add it very soon. Okay. So this is about the people performance. So complete people performance suite is embedded into this. Very interesting. Okay, just let me have a glass of water. So now we talk about people, we talk about projects. Now business processes. Almost always in strategy management, the business process are not given so high priority, whereas the business run through business processes. We all know that. Okay, so we added a business process alignment module. So where you define all your business processes, and then you define all your business processes in the organization, especially at the level 1 processes. Then you define the KPIs for each process. That's very important. Okay, so you define them. You identify what are the methodologies you want to apply for your process improvements. You might apply Six Sigma, somebody may do TPM, somebody may do TQM, maybe somebody will do classical ERP kind of thing or whatever, you can select whatever methodology you want to do it. Then you keep measuring the performance of this particular business process, and then finally you get the reports. Okay, so while doing the business process documentation, you can also do the value stream mapping. So we have created a value stream mapping module where you, for each step, so you for each process, wherever you want to do value stream mapping, so for each step you can have if I have the data, let me show you. So for each step, for example, you can have the process steps, your metrics, your inventory, quantity. Is those who understand the value stream mapping. So for a particular step of a business process mapping, you need to collect all this information. Maybe it is not there, but you can keep it blank. Okay. So likewise, you can do value stream mapping through the module. Finally, if you see the report, how does it look? Let me show you the report. How does it look like? Okay, so it could be, let me take it up. Okay, so you see the business process matrix. Like you have your strategic objectives here, then you have a business processes. If you see that matrix, so you can look at it, look at the matrix, and then you can see which are the methodologies, which process is done. Okay, likewise, you can also see what is the overall performance of the business process performance overall. So risk and compliance. Okay, so risk and compliance, we talk about it's a risk compliance, and even we are going to add internal audit. Okay, so risk management. So we talk about the defining the risks, all the risks, whatever you have. properly, link them to the strategic objectives here. Okay, so scorecard and particularly strategic objectives which are linked. So you can know what are the risks involved. And then it's not only about the risks, you also link a risk owner. So this way, you can connect overall to the strategy. So risk actions is something, so the risk owner will keep on reporting every year. So whatever, for example, there is something, he can report what is. So where does it stand? Likewise, so you can define other. Okay. So this risk reporting, and then compliance. Compliance is something which is almost always neglected. It is in a manual process. So we bring this compliance also into a strategy framework so that we don't have to worry about it. So you create all this, then you have a compliance calendar where you can, for a particular business unit, okay, like for example, if you just let me do it for you, okay, so you can have all, okay, so you can define them. Okay, so all whatever needed can be there, expiry dates will be there. So our system will automatically send you the reminders. Okay, so for that particular, for a particular person who is the owner of this particular compliance requirement. So so far we talk about the project, we talk about the people, we talk about risk and compliance. Now, let me take you through budgeting. So you all know that majority of times the strategy is done and then budgeting is done in a separate way. So there is no proper link, even though we call as a budgeting as a link execution of strategy through budgets. Okay. So, we through fruiStrategy, you can do the complete budgeting process. You define masters. So in the masters, you talk about the GL accounts, cost center, fund center, and profit centers, and then also you have a new objective, new dimension. We call it as a work breakdown structure. Okay. So then you can define all with this setup. Okay, so you can define all your masters properly in the budgeting process, and then so you can define your capex requirements. Very extensive model. So you don't need more than this. So if you, for example, if you take one capex item, so you define all your capex needs, it can be linked to your strategy. This is where it comes. So what is your scorecard we are talking about? What are your strategic objectives it is serving? Okay, likewise, and then you have a budget schedule. What is your spend plan? What is your actual can there? And then there is something called strategy analysis, the budget analysis. So you can do something like NPV, IRR can be done all through system only. You don't have to do any other external thing. So it can be done, and then you can have your all capex reports, dashboards, blah blah blah. Okay, so and I'll take you through operational excellence, operational expenditures. So you can define all your OPEX sheets. Okay, so it works very simple. And what is the main problem? So you define budget by GL, by cost center, profit center, and any other dimension, or some statistical accounts. So you send them sheets, fill it up. So everything can be go by email with a link. They can open it. They'll get a screen like this. So they can complete their budgeting part. Okay. And then if there is any calculation required, you don't have to do it separately. So you can just click it, and then you have your calculation engine ready. So you can even write your formula here, x into y kind of thing. The system will store that formula just like similar to your Excel wise. So it will store you. So and then you can have your OPEX reporting part. Okay, so you can define all your reporting from, like, for example, for 1 year, 2 years, whatever. So you select it and then generate it. You'll get the reports. So for 2 years, there is no data in this in 2024. So you will get it here, and you can also select whatever you want to select. What you can have a grouping for your budgets. Okay, and then there are plenty of operational OPEX dashboards which you can use it. Okay, provided you need it. Then strategy expenditure. So strategy expenditure, statex we call it, as not a separate thing. Either it could be a part of operational expenses or it should be capital expenses. So you, based on that, while defining the expense, so you will get a capex or wherever the strategic expenses comes into picture. Then Based on all your definitions, you can define your financial statements. So system automatically through you profit and loss and balance sheet. So we are going to add a cash flow also very soon, but that's how it is. Okay, so now the whole budgeting process is integrated to your strategy, and then it can be linked to your operational things like budget controls kind of thing. Okay, now let us come to a very interesting topic, which is organizational assessment. Now you want to do assessments, you don't have to do any other tool here, everything. So you can take ESG assessment, OSFO or OHA, so organizational health index. So you can create your own survey mechanism, and then you can compile all this. So you can send email link, they open it and complete the assessments. So like you can define all categories. It's very extensive. So you have extensive mechanism to do it, for example. Okay, so let us say so you can have so all. So this particular example, we have like 8 leadership traits: leadership, execution, capabilities, and culture. The 4 traits. So you can define them. You can see where do you stand for. So likewise, so we have like SFO, strategy focused organization. This is a classical balance scorecard approach where there is a pentagon. So you can know exactly how does that strategy focused organization does. Okay, so you can have it. So you can have the scores overall. There is a separate dashboard is there. So that's how you can do all assessments. We are going to add one more here called capability readiness index, where we can measure culture, digital transformation readiness, any other readiness assessments can be done. Okay, then we talk about performance reporting. Of course, this is like I think everybody talk about fancy things like performance dashboards kind of thing, because what we believe is having everything in place is more important. And then of course, if everything is in place, you get the you get the reporting anyways. Scores. Okay, so you talk about overall score. So this is very important for you. So to know. Now this is like a 76%. So on month, you can know what is it. How this is calculated? By weighted average of your measures to the objectives, to the perspectives to the balance scorecard. So all these calculations is done here automatically by the system. You don't have to use it, but you can see it from where you have it. You can always see it. Likewise, you can have it in initiative scores. So all the project scores, whatever you want to do it, so you can generate and see the scores. Okay, so likewise, and then you have your all like a portfolio programs can be seen. I'm not going to reports. There are plenty of reports in the system. You can always add new reports, dashboards. Okay, so there are dashboards, plenty of dashboards. We put like a more usable dashboards. Like if you are a CEO of a group company with multiple business units, multiple shared services, you can have one stop. This screen tell you everything about the organization. So from here, if you are a corporate office, the group CEO, so you have access to your all your business units. Okay, from here you can see what is your mission, vision, values, what is your strategy analysis, what are the projections. Everything can be seen from here directly. For example, you can see the strategy map. You can directly go from here, navigate it. You don't have to go for any other system. So let me do one thing here, which is very important to talk about strategy map. Okay, so let me take floor milling division. Okay, so this is like a strategy map. The moment you create all your strategic objectives, measures, the balance scorecard. So you see a strategy map like this, which is interconnected. Okay, so maybe you can change colors, by the way. So you can just edit it. So deliberately we put it like that. So if you want to change any color, so you can change it like maybe you want to see it, maybe more greener kind of thing. So you can just have it. And then if you want to increase the size of you can just link it. Okay, so likewise, you can just link it and connect it likewise. So all those things can be done and save it. So it will be staying there. Now, the most important point is what I want to tell. This strategy map, for example, optimizing assets utilization. Click on it. Then what happens is everything related to this particular strategic objective you can see here. Like this is objective performance, measure performance, initiative performance, risks. And then if there is a team performance or people connected to it, you can see it. So likewise. So if you, whatever you want to have it, so you can have them. Like you can see the team performance. Okay, so you can see it. And if you want to, if you double click on it, okay, so if you double click, you will directly go to, you don't have to look for it. You directly go to a particular screen where, so it will open in the next tab. So it will show you the whole objective story in a separate tab where you can know exactly what is going on. So likewise, so it will take a minute or two. Okay, so this is how the dashboards work. There are plenty of dashboards like balance scorecard or scorecards. Okay, so it's user defined. So you can define all your own dashboards also. So likewise, you can generate. So you can have your already made dashboards, and then ownership is there. So who are the owners responsible? So you can find all your, and then you can also have a drill down in case if you have a multiple levels. So you can drill down. I'm not sure whether you have it. So you can drill down here. Likewise. So earlier, so we talk about dashboards, plenty initiative dashboards kind of thing. Now, let me talk about briefly about the Office of Strategy Management. This Office of Strategy Management is to help the team members in OSM. One of the key problem being a member of Office of Strategy Management and leading strategy team. So I know what is the key prime problem. So they have to make sure that everybody complete the data inputs, every data translations, integration done properly. The data should be correct because when the CEO have a review, don't want to debate about the data. And also make sure that everybody is communicated about the strategy review meetings, and then you take the notes, actions, all those operational activities of OSM can be done through this module. For example, in the strategy execution module, okay, so you talk about, for example, let me choose one. Okay, so you talk about scorecards. So generate. So this month I have to, so this is what. So now if you see, for this particular measure, the data is already, target is there, but actually there is a gap. It is not updated. Okay, there could be somebody responsible for this. Likewise, you can see all who is updated, who is not updated. And then directly what you need to do is, you just select it. When you want to, no, I want to finish this in 2 days, for example, or maybe in 2 days. Okay, and then just send the reminder. Send the reminder. So it will go to all whoever not completed the data. Okay, so it will go to them with an email link. Okay, so they can open the link and update the data, then save it. Now, as an Office of Strategy Management, almost always you are concerned about the accuracy of the data. So, for example, here it is the target is 100, actually is 100, target is 200. You may be something, there is a mistake. So you can just double click on it, and then it will open in the next tab. You can just monitor it because it is for the OSM guys. So they can see the whole story, what happened. Okay, so they can see the justifications kind of thing. Okay, so they can see. They can also see the what is the values, and if there is any file uploads, they can look into it. Okay, so 1 second, let me just close this too. So likewise, so you have Office of Strategy Management. It could be everything, whatever you do in the strategy analysis, strategy formulation, the budgeting, people performance, projects, everything will come into OSM for the operational point of view. They don't have to use separate emails. All emails are sent through this. Follow-ups are through this. Reminders are through this. Even chat also through this. Okay. So likewise, we do the OSM. So even if you are using OKR as a methodology, so you can still use all your OKR organizational performance. We can do it. Now I'll take just 5 more minutes to cover up all this. Now we have we have recently added. There are here some industry KPIs. Okay, so the industry KPIs. This is a tool again. Yeah, so whatever industries we have, so we give them industry KPIs list generically. So it can be, they can use it if you want to use it. So they can use it in your thing. The data will provide industry by industry, and there is something called talk to data. Okay, so you click here. So you get a talk to data engine. So you can search it. It's a multilingual. So you can have all your so like talk to data means you don't have patience to go and look for it. So you just write what your query or record your question. The system will do all NLP and all those stuff, and it will give you answer. Okay, so I think this is the part, and of course it is in integrations. So it is integrated with anything, Power BI, SAP kind of thing. So there are Power BI dashboards built ready-made. So you can just plug in. So your dashboards are active. So default dashboards. In case if you want to add more, that's up to you. But the desktop version of Power BI is free. So you can just connect to your PC and use it. So you don't have to worry about it. Now let me just quickly do the fruiStrategy AI part. Okay, so this is the fruiStrategy AI part. Okay, so we have developed many models for AI. One is the interview chatbot. So what does the interview chatbot does is like if you want to really conduct a survey or assessment, okay, so you can do this is like an end user screen. So you have like a strategy assessment, Mr. Shaik. So I can just click on it. Okay, I'll just question number one, video. Okay, video will play. Yeah, so you can record your video. So you can record your response. The text will come. You can edit it. Go to the next question likewise. So you can go and finish all your questions. Like you can do it from all your company, like a verbally. So you don't have to write anything. You just conduct it. What AI will do is, so it will collect all these text convert into text, voice, video, messages, convert into text, give you the sentiment analysis. How is this working on? And it will help you to do your strategy assessment properly. Okay, so this is something which we have done. Okay, and then in administrator view, so maybe I'll just log in to administrator view. Okay, then I'll show you how the setup is done. Okay, before that, I will have a talk to data. So here, for a particular database, if you have a default database, you will get it. So you can ask question or query, you will get it here. So for example, if I have to just log out and log in, okay, so log out and log in. Let me log in as an administrator. I'm not sure whether it is an admin or not. Okay, so let me check. Yeah, it's admin. Okay, so if I log in as an administrator, so what I get is when in the interview chatbot, so I get, this is a definition. I define all the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders to whom I have to do the interview? What is your interview IDs? You can have as many interviews as you want. You can have your questions ready, your video questions ready. Then the guys can do configure to whom should take what interview. You can do it. Okay, and then finally you will get an assessment. Okay, so finally if you do it, so you can select what interviews you will get it. So you get the interview assessment report. Okay, so this is something which you can get it, and then it may take a minute because AI engine is it do the process. Okay, so it gives you the sentiment of particular assessment. Okay, so let it run in a background. Okay, so let us see what the result it through. So likewise, you can have as many interviews as possible. Usually what we advise is that your CEO can record your video and then just circulate it and do it. I think we have limited time now. I think we are already 15 minutes. Likewise, you see here. So you see the questions, okay, and then you have answers. You see the sentiment. Okay, so what is it? And then finally, you will get that also. So it recommends you. This is a AI engine. So, and this comes as part of the overall solution. So as part of overall solution, it comes. as an annexure. Sorry, I just logged out. Okay, so sorry, I logged out for some reason. Okay. So likewise, there will be AI button. So the moment you click it, so you get AI models. Okay, so you can also do that. I think with that, I take an opportunity to thank you all. And so this is something what we do. Okay, standard features of strategy. So you have all the standard feature, enhanced features, and we are going to do more to add value to you. Okay, so I think with that, I thank you. And if I talk about any questions, I will be pleased to hear you. Yeah, yeah, we will share the link. Yeah, control plan. So we'll share the link. Presentations also will share. So yeah, I think this is the question. If there is any question, we are going to start. It's a 50. We are running 15-minute late. Okay, so I think if, any questions, you can just have 1 minute time. You can just type your questions there. Otherwise, I would like to thank you all for attending the session with patience. So thank you very much.